Can I tell you something that took me years to figure out? The most important relationship you will ever have in your life is the one you have with yourself. Not your partner, not your family, not your best friend, you. And yet, most of us spend our entire lives running from being alone. We jump from relationship to relationship. We fill every quiet moment with noise. We scroll our phones at 2 a.m. just to avoid sitting with our own thoughts. Today, we're going to talk about something nobody really teaches us: how to be genuinely, deeply happy alone. Not as a consolation prize, not while you wait for someone to save you, but as the foundation for everything good that comes next. Here's something I want you to sit with for a moment. If you cannot be happy alone, you cannot be truly happy together. Think about it. When we enter a relationship from a place of loneliness or emptiness, we're not bringing our best self. We're bringing our neediest self. And that's not fair to you, and it's not fair to them. We've been sold this idea, by movies, by songs, by every rom-com ever made, that another person completes us, that somewhere out there is your other half, your missing puzzle piece. But what if you're already whole? What if the restlessness you feel when you're alone isn't emptiness? It's just unfamiliarity. You've never really sat with yourself long enough to know who you actually are. Studies show that people who are comfortable being alone have stronger relationships, better mental health, and higher self-esteem. Not because they don't want connection, but because they don't desperately need it. That's the difference. Wanting someone versus needing someone. Choosing someone versus settling for someone. Let's be honest for a second. Being alone can feel terrifying, especially in your 30s when it feels like everyone around you is pairing off, buying houses, having babies. You go to a wedding alone. You come home to a quiet apartment. You open Instagram and see another engagement announcement, and something inside you whispers, "What's wrong with me?" Nothing. Absolutely nothing is wrong with you. What we're actually afraid of isn't being alone. It's being alone and having to face ourselves, our regrets, our unhealed wounds, our unanswered questions about who we are and what we want. Being alone forces you to confront all of that, and most of us would rather be in a mediocre relationship than do that work. But here's what I know for sure. Every woman I've ever seen glow up, truly transform her life, did it in a season of solitude. Not because solitude is magic, but because solitude gives you space to hear yourself think. So how do you actually do it? How do you go from dreading Friday nights alone to genuinely looking forward to your own company? It starts with something small. Step 1. Stop treating alone time like a problem to solve. Don't immediately fill silence with Netflix, scrolling, or texting. Just sit with it. Make your coffee. Sit by the window. Let your mind wander. It will feel uncomfortable at first. That's okay. Discomfort is not danger. Step 2. Date yourself. I know that sounds cheesy, but I mean it. Take yourself to the restaurant you've always wanted to try. Go to the museum alone. Book that solo trip you've been putting off because you were waiting for someone to go with. There is something deeply powerful about doing something beautiful, just for you. Not for a photo, not for someone else, just because you wanted to. Step 3. Get to know yourself. What do you actually like? Not what your ex liked, not what your friends think is cool. What makes you light up? What could you talk about for hours? What kind of life do you want to wake up to every single day? Most women can't answer those questions because they've never had the space to ask them. Solitude gives you that space. Here's the secret that nobody tells you. When you build a life you genuinely love, your hobbies, your friendships, your career, your home, your daily rituals, something shifts. You stop attracting people who complete you. You start attracting people who complement you. You stop accepting crumbs because you're starving. You start recognizing your own worth because you've invested in yourself. I want you to think about the women you admire most, the ones who seem magnetic, grounded, at peace. I guarantee that every single one of them has done some version of this work. They know who they are. They like who they are. And that energy is irresistible. Building a life you love doesn't mean having everything figured out. It means waking up most mornings and feeling like your life belongs to you, your choices, your direction, your joy. That's not selfish. That's foundation. That's the most important work you will ever do. Let me tell you what happens when you truly learn to be happy alone. You stop tolerating what doesn't deserve you. Because loneliness no longer feels like the worst option. Being in the wrong relationship does. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into someone else's life because you've built a life worth protecting. You stop waiting for permission, waiting for someone to choose you, waiting for your real life to begin. You realize this is your real life. Right now, this season, these ordinary Tuesday mornings, these quiet evenings, this is your life. And when someone does come along, and they will, you'll be able to choose them from wholeness, from abundance, not from fear or desperation. That's when real love becomes possible, the kind that doesn't complete you because you're already complete, the kind that just adds more beauty to a life that's already beautiful. So here's what I want you to do this week. One evening, just one, put your phone down. Don't turn on the TV. Don't call anyone. Just be with yourself for an hour. Cook something you love. Take a long bath. Sit outside and watch the sky change. Write in a journal. Whatever feels like you. And notice what comes up. The discomfort, the quiet, the small moments of peace hiding underneath all the noise. That's where you find yourself. And once you find yourself, you never really feel alone again. If this resonated with you, you're in the right place. Every week on this channel, we talk about building a life that's truly yours. Freedom, independence, wealth, in every sense of the word. Subscribe to Her Wealth Journey. And remember, you are already enough, exactly as you are.